the point that I felt that I was different than other artists, or that I discovered that there's something different about the way that I draw and create things. It was slow development over time. It wasn't something that just happened overnight or in a span of a week or a month. It took many years of drawing and creating a lot of artwork, and going from doing drawing simple stick figures as a young kid, to drawing more advanced things, to doing realistic portraits. And over time, as I continued creating, as I continued drawing, using it as an outlet for a lot of the problems I was dealing with in my life, it wasn't until I got a bit older that I really truly grasped what it was that was so different about it. And I seen that a lot of people, they wanted to create something that was a replica, or just seeing something, copying it, repeating it, and putting it on paper. What I've always wanted to do is to create something new, create something different. That's why I like doing abstract artwork. It allows me to take any ideas that I have in my mind. It could be something that's stressing me. Maybe I have positive ideas and things that I want to bring from my imagination and put that onto the paper. And I remember when I was in elementary, when I started drawing. Before then, I've been drawing since I was about 5, and I was always drawing really strange stuff. I would draw stick figures, and I would try to draw portraits and faces and all this stuff, but I was always drawn to drawing things that was really abstract, things that were strange, and people didn't know what they were looking at. And sometimes you tend to look at something that's abstract, and it might seem like that it's something that doesn't make any sense. You don't know what you're looking at. You think that maybe this is something that doesn't really require much skill. Maybe it's something that doesn't really require much effort or time to do it. But as I continued drawing and doing it over and over, I developed my skills that were I can draw things more detailed. I was putting more time into it and more effort. But then I did get to a point to where I was putting so much effort into it that it became stressful. I started to lose my creativity. And that's when I had to take a step back from it and get back into being creative. Because for me, when it comes to being an artist, most of what I do is abstract. And like I said, I like to create different types of art. I don't like only doing abstract. I like to challenge myself and to make things that are different and make new art and make different styles and work in different mediums. But it was a long process. It took me most of my life to really realize that I was doing something that was a little bit different. And it wasn't in a way to say that here I am, I'm different, look at me. It's always been something that I've done for myself. The same with all of the drawings that I create. It's something that I do that I enjoy. And sometimes I have a moment to where I just really feel like creating something. And it can be at the spur of the moment when I'm out walking, or just doing something that is a task that you would think wouldn't stir up creativity in your mind. But it's at those moments a lot of times where I feel like creating something, and I'll think of it, and then when I get home, I'll take those ideas and the things I was thinking about, and then I'll start putting that onto the paper. And as I was saying about how I discovered and realized that what I was creating was different, there's many factors in that, and one of them would be that I had this desire and this passion to do it, and it was beyond just doing it because I wanted people to see it, because I wanted to see their criticism of it if they think I'm good. I was doing it because one reason is that it helped me escape a lot of the problems I was dealing with in my life. That's one reason. The second reason being that it allowed me to just be myself and to express myself. The third reason being that it was something that was challenging, that I could look forward to the next day. Something that I could continue doing over and over, that I enjoyed doing all the time. Fourth reason was that it allowed me, which is also linked to expressing myself, it allowed me to be creative in ways I didn't realize, that I didn't think was possible, because I was always told that to be good, you have to be better than everybody else, that you have to be able to draw things realistically, and that you have to draw what everybody else is creating. But I realized that it's not about creating better than other people, it's about creating differently, creating different type of art, creating something new, creating something in your style, creating something that you enjoy, something that you're passionate about, that you love doing. And as I continue doing that and drawing every day, over and over, putting hundreds and thousands of hours into it, it wasn't until I was about 26 years old that I fully realized that I was capable of creating things that was different than what other people was creating. And that was the whole point of it for me. I mean, not the entire point, but a large part of it. I didn't want to just create something that everybody else is creating. I didn't want to just make portraits or do the same type of paintings that everybody else is doing, because I wanted to create something different. I wanted to create things my way, that I wanted to create them. I wanted to do it from within my mind, within my creativity, because I wanted it to be an expression of what I'm creating, of who I am, of what I've overcome in life, and to share those experiences with other people. And maybe they'll help other people in the long run. Maybe it will be something that will help other artists improve their artwork, and to know that you don't have to create things like everybody else. You can do them the way that works for you, and if the way that you're doing it, people tell you that it's no good, or that the style that you're creating isn't something people are going to be interested in, well, don't continue to do something just because people tell you that that's the way you should do it. And don't get discouraged just because they tell you that it's different or they don't like it. And going back to what I was talking about with drawing abstract, is that I wanted to draw different, but I also wanted to draw well. I wanted to draw detailed. I wanted to add a lot of things into the drawing that people can see and look at, and they can look at something that I can create and ask themselves, what am I looking at? What is this? What is this? There's a face here, there's a hand, there's movement. It's abstract, but it's interesting. I don't want it to be only abstract at the point that you don't see anything in it. I want it to be something that people can look at, something they can relate to, something that will evoke emotions from within them that they can reach out and look at and connect with. And it wasn't until that point, when I was 26 years old, which was only almost 3 years now, going on 3 years, that I realized that I should just keep creating things how I want to create. I can keep making art the way that I want to make it, and to not focus on the end goal of it, because I'll get lost and caught up in that end goal, and I won't be happy with the present moment of what I'm doing, and then I'm going to lose my creativity. So it was a long process. It was many years, most of my life. So it was about 22 years of my life before I had realized that I was creating things different, and something that I felt that set me apart from the artists around me, and that's part of what I wanted. And I think that more artists should create things different, because if everybody creates the same thing, it's going to get boring. It's most likely going to become uninteresting, because that's what creativity is after all. It's new ideas. It's taking things and pushing them beyond the boundaries of what they were before, to create something new, to create something that nobody's seen before. There's a lot involved with drawing for me and being creative, and it's way beyond the scope of really just one topic. So this is something that I'm gonna have to talk about more, that I will expand more upon this, but I wanted to describe this to you so that you can understand the point of view that I'm having for this and what it means to me. And it was a long journey so far to get here, and I'm happy and I'm proud of what I've overcome to get to this point. And I just keep doing what I'm doing. I keep working on it. I keep drawing. I keep having fun. And to realize that I might not be the best at something, but the best I can do is be the best that I can be. And if it's something I feel that is giving me a sense of purpose, something that gives me a sense of a challenge that I can improve myself beyond just artwork, that helps me in other areas of my life. And it's been a long journey so far, but I still have a long ways. But there's no point looking at the horizon when you should watch your step before you, because you never know what path you might take in life, and be careful of that. But hope you found this helpful, and hope that any artist out there, anybody in general, hope these help you. But as I said, I don't do this only to help other people. I do it because it's helping myself, and it allows me to get the ideas out that I have, and it allows me to just be myself in a way. It's a different side of me that I can't really be outside of drawing and creativity. And I've been asked by people, and some people have noticed that I tend to have a bit of a split personality, where I seem one way, and then at another time I might be acting different. It's just that I think for me personally, and as a creative person that likes to try new types of artwork and is always creating, my personality and who I am is always changing. But for the most part, I've always been more of an introverted person. I've always really enjoyed intellectual conversations, and not only expanding my skills with art, but learning more about other areas and different things in my life. I have a lot of different hobbies. I have a lot of different interests and things that I enjoy, and it all comes back to and is connected to drawing. And I'll talk about this more in future videos, but I just want to take a bit of time to talk about it here, so you have a sense of what I'm talking about and what I'm thinking of. But yes, it's been a long journey, and I look forward to the rest of all the time that I have to draw, and all the doodles and creative things that I make. And so I'm gonna go ahead and work on a drawing. I actually have this pen here that is all the lettering on it is completely fading off, and I noticed that in the video because I've had it for about 7 years now. 7 years. Gonna be going on 8 years, and I don't know how this pen has lasted that long, but I haven't done a whole lot of drawing with it. But I'm just surprised that the ink still works in this Pigma Micron. But go ahead and let me know in the comments down below what you think, and until then, you have a good day and have fun creating, and I'll see you later.